You're listening to The White Rock Reporter, brought to you by Oli's Restaurant, White Rock Wellness Center, and DiscoverySeaTours.ca. And now, The White Rock Reporter, Johan Sandstrom.
Welcome to the show. I'm Johan Sandstrom. I'm the White Rock Reporter, and it's a pleasure to be on board here. And if you think it's echo, I'm sitting in the beautiful conference room of Royce on Thrift, close to Oxford Street. And in the room, I'm very privileged. I've had two marvelous people here, professionals. And I will start with Jamie Squires, and she is involved in a company called FifthAvenue.ca. And welcome to the show, I say to you and to Adriana. And I want to ask you kindly, please pronounce your lovely last name. Shikoyevich. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to stick and say just Adriana.
Okay.
Wonderful. Please, it's beautiful. So welcome to the show. You're the sales manager, right?
Yes.
And we can say without hesitation that FifthAvenue.ca, in this case, Fifth Avenue, you are located in Surrey. And Jamie Squires, you are...
I'm the senior project marketer for Fifth Avenue Real Estate Marketing. And I manage all of the projects, especially flagship projects such as this one, Royce.
You know, I just think that, let's face it, this is a unrehearsed and very live, and in the sense that we are not going to edit anything. So let us all three here by the table be as impromptu and, in this case, clear in our message. What are we talking about? Well, to give the listener a little idea, I like to read straight from the beautiful card here, which is decorated with the Semiamo Bay, the water, an inspired vision that began with a view. And now the message is that construction has begun. Well, when did actually the construction begin? When did you start this project?
Construction actually started at the end of April 2013. That's when this card was made. It went out after our groundbreaking event with the mayor, and everybody came. We had a great turnout at that event.
And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Now, I like to get into the romantic portion. I want to be a little poetic about this, because I like to say seamlessly positioned to elevate your point of view. Royce is a home in White Rock that is inspired by elegance and designed to complement your lifestyle. Feel like you are on holiday every day with unobstructed views of the Pacific Ocean, the Semiamo Bay, from spacious patios designed for entering. Now is the time to personalize your home to suit your taste and your needs and requirements. Many people, and I'm stop reading here, it's signed basically Royce White Rock. Now, units are starting at about $333,000 per unit. And so that's so much for the price, and we can get into that later on. But what I like to ask is that I have these lovely, and I say to the listener here, I have two very, very professional people in front of me that can basically tell you everything that goes with the information that could be conveyed to the viewer, and the listener rather. So please tell me now, and I think we're going to start to make it easy on Adriana, and just basically say, let's start with you, Jamie.
Okay.
And say Fifth Avenue. Now, tell me a little about the history here, and we are going to talk about. I like to talk about good results. This is the most positive thing many people say has happened to White Rock. It's built by White Rock entities for White Rock.
Yes, that's true. Fifth Avenue, as you've mentioned, Johan, is out of Surrey. However, the developer, Forge Properties, is a White Rock-based company with their head office right on Marine Drive. The graphic artist that helped us come up with the artistic concept used in our brochures and our ads and the name, their office is actually right on Thrift, just off 152nd in White Rock. The interior designer, Clean Design, is right out of South Surrey. The architect, Anchorman Architects, is also a White Rock-based
Anchorman.
Anchorman is also a White rock-based architect. The construction company or the general contractor is Peak Construction, which is also based out of South Surrey. So everything from the conceptual design, the exterior design, the interior layouts, the specifications, the look and feel of the name, the logo, everything is based out of locals, by locals, for locals in the community.
It's a built-in creative, locally based knowledge.
Exactly.
Esprit, you may say, because it is springing out of the desire to just use this piece of land in the best way that we could. It has the views. It will have penthouses. It will have many. What was the background here? I read a little poetry here in the beginning, but please forgive me. Just say something. What's happening? I see concrete around here. Is this a totally concrete building?
No, what you're seeing is the foundations and formings for the underground parking. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 levels of underground at Royce. So the whole looks very deep, but the homes themselves will be at a much higher elevation. Similar, the garden level homes will be at a similar elevation as to our sales center here. By the time all that's up, all the concrete you see will actually be underground, forming the parkade levels. Right. It is a wood frame structure that is 5 stories. The original property owner here was Stan Sheets.
That's right. I heard about that.
That's right. Yeah. And this is basically, sometimes things take a while to get through the development approval process. So this is basically Stan's dream. And what Forge has done is they've taken Stan's dream and carried on with it as a buy locals, for locals kind of idea. The zoning was they could have gone back and tried to change the zoning and put a tower or something in, but they didn't feel that is what White Rock wanted. They didn't feel it would fit in with the neighborhood. They didn't feel that that's what the locals wanted. And being locals themselves, they really wanted to do something that gave them pride of ownership. You can drive by Royce in 10 years and say, I did that. It looks great.
That's a wonderful thing, and I realize that now. There are reasons why people give attention to this, not just the Royce, because my little story about Rolls Royce. I like that. That's basically why I thought Royce. How can anyone make it? Where does the name come? Do we know? Who created the name? It's a very smart name.
Well, typically, what happens is we have when we're in the beginnings of a project, is we have a session with the whole group of people. We call it our kickoff. And all of us, everyone from the construction to the interior designer to the graphic firm, including the copywriter, we all get in a room and we go over what the homes are supposed to feel and look like, who's actually going to live in them and why. And then then from that, the copywriter will go away and come back with a short list of names that are geared towards that and have an actual meaning. And one of the names that came back that we all really liked was Royce. And the saying, we want it to be the Rolls Royce of living. Or you could be, when something's high end or really good, you say it's the Rolls Royce of whatever that product is, just by branding.
It's a hallmark of fame, and it indicates that, listen, you got the Rolls, I tell you. If you don't have the Rolls, at least you can have Royce. you can live beautifully. No, the point is, I don't want to be too funny about it because it can be misconstrued. But I like the fact that Royce is a good name. You have decided that it's already on, I shouldn't say everyone's lips, but you are on park benches, you are on bus stops, and you are on sandwich boards, and you are all over the map. In fact, you are so much all over the map that I know that some of the sandwich boards had to be removed because of your enthusiasm of wanting to tell White Rockers, people living in the area, about we are here, this is the time to buy. Push the buy button. I have a good friend of mine, and he has been quite helpful in my stride here, getting into internet and you name it. And the point is that he asked me, did I push the buy button on the computer? And what the buy button is, I like to, just to show you how this sales is so funny. You push the buy button, you are basically put your button or then I click on the PayPal thing. Boom, that's the buy button.
Wow.
Isn't that wonderful?
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, whether that is for $333,000.
Yeah, I don't know if the PayPal works for your new home.
No, to come back now to reality, and I had the pleasure of meeting with Corey Saran. He is important. He is the son of the owner of Forge, I understand.
Yeah.
And he has already spoken in a conversation with me on this program in another episode. And it is always important to speak to the real people that are involved. And I feel I'm really doing that now. So for the viewers and the listeners, I say that this is a great opportunity for you ladies. And I will say, why don't you take a little? My question is, what makes people, do you think, Adriana, what makes them come here? What is it, and in what volumes are they coming? And maybe before we start that, we could just tap here on in this case, Jamie. Tell us a little about what are your sales? How are you set for sales? You've been working some months here now. What is it?
Sales are going really good. We had our first public opening in March with our groundbreaking in April. We've sold
about 35% of the building has been sold. We met our pre-construction targets, so we're.
This is the sales manager speaking. This is the captain speaking.
So we're actually doing really, really fantastic. Yeah, for the pre-sale of the building. Yeah.
That gives you a pretty distinct feeling of success in the sense that you know the attention.
Yes.
Everything you have done, including the product, everything, planning, the architects and all the thing, it's just running your way. It's just a success.
It's true. From day one, we had the confidence to go with it. Until this day, the confidence is still there, and even people coming in are just, it overmeets their expectations, which is really amazing considering we've had a lot of media attention too. So a lot of buzz going on within the city of White Rock, and that's where kind of a lot of our traffic is coming from. And my favorite thing is when people come in and tell me, I've expected a lot, and this beat our expectation. So.
When we talk about percentages, it's all related to 100. Mm-hmm. Do you dare disclose any number or anything? I'm asking Jamie here now on Fifth Avenue.
We've sold about 30 homes.
You have done that?
About 30. And what people really like about the opportunity here is because we are a true pre-sale, you can still choose some of your finishes here. You can choose which color scheme you want to buy. Things you can't do when you're going into a home that's already finished. You don't want to go in there and start being, I don't like those cabinets. Well, they're in. You're not going to rip them out and put new ones in.
Jamie, I'm impressed by your knowledge here. Obviously, it's local, but listen, you have been in this business now for almost a dozen years, right? Mm-hmm. And Adriana is your partner here in crime, I guess. So, when we talk about what you came up with that figure and so on, you meet with lots of people. What is it Adriana, what did they do? What do they respond on first, besides the beautiful the display suite, the model here?
One of the common themes that we get from people is that they love the idea of what a condo living offers them, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like a condo. So when they walk in, they're saying it's not your typical angles, really enable it to have a home feel versus a condo feel. And a lot of people, that's a common comment that we get. Yeah.
So it isn't the Swedish hardwood floors.
That too. Well, it's the finishings too.
The reason why I happen to know about it, because it was told to me, these are actually Swedish hardwood. I don't know if it is or not. Is it?
Yes, it is Swedish. It's real Swedish hardwood flooring. Well, the thing, going back to your question, it's so hard to say. It's a whole package that people get. You can't just pinpoint Royce on one thing. It truly is a package that you're getting. A lot of people that are coming here are used to a certain quality of life, but their lifestyle is changing. And that's what Royce enables you to do, is get that new lifestyle with the quality that you are used to and you want.
We're going to take a little break here and be right back.
More from the White Rock Reporter coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
Introducing Royce, an exclusive collection of luxury residences serenely located in one of White Rock's most coveted locations. Royce is a place where you'll get to know your neighbors by name and enjoy breathtaking views of the ocean. Visit Royce online at royceliving.com or drop by the Presentation Gallery, open noon to 5 daily except Fridays at 148 Thrift Avenue in White Rock.
Enjoy adventures where eagles soar, whales play, and around the next corner is a soft pebble beach. Discovery Sea Tours, specializing in private charters and group tours. Visit discoveryseatours.ca for details.
Time now to hear some more from the White Rock Reporter. Here's Johan Sandstrom.
Okay, I'm speaking to Adriana, sales manager here of Royce, and also with Jamie Squires at Fifth Avenue. Let's continue where we were. You were saying something, Adriana, that was important here, everything. Tell me, you were in the process of saying something.
I was just saying, people that are coming here are used to a certain quality of life, but the thing with them is that their lifestyle is changing, and that's what Royce has enabled him to do, is have that lifestyle that they want, the quality that they need or they're used to and they expect and they want. So
you mentioned something I heard on the sidelines here about bus loads or big groups coming in, they're interested, what seems to be we talk about White Rock. Should we talk about White Rock as a population? 19,000, maybe some people are 20,000, or some people say it's 17,000, I don't know. But regardless of that, what do you feel seems to be, are the people selling their homes and find that this is a comfortable way of scaling down, and they have grandchildren, or
it's a mix. Yes, yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah.
A lot of people are coming from big homes, lots of wasted, like empty nesters. They have a lot of wasted square footage in their homes. They don't want to do the maintenance anymore. They've been there, done that, and they want a one-level living. So this is what Royce offers to them. Also, other people, they're looking ahead for them in advance, in a sense of they want to make the move while they can versus when they have to. So they're kind of going in it and exploring options that they have out here. Yeah, and that's what brings them to Royce.
And am I correct when I say that you will have a sort of a little wash unit in the garage somewhere where you can wash your car, or the golf clubs or pets, or
yes, underground we'll have a car wash station and a pet wash station as well.
You can imagine.
Yeah, we gotta keep. Well, the beach is just around the corner, so we gotta keep it clean.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I see the point, because this is a very dog-friendly community. Mm-hmm. I like to say, and I said actually in the little thing I made for the farmers market here yesterday, and that was quite funny, because yes, we do need to have signs to tell people how to behave with their dogs, with their pets. That's important for the general pleasure of everyone going on the beach. So there needs to be certain restrictions on what you can do and not do. And that's where all your lovely pets are coming into the picture. Has there been any obstacles? Do you feel I'm searching for something that is really not negative, but it could be an obstacle, a challenge? You have had no problems. You had, I understand, a very, very smooth transmission into passing the approval process for building, and it was pretty much a well-paved road for the builders to start this project. So there was no obstacles. What do you say on that Fifth Avenue?
Well, it's true. We were very well accepted, and I think the reason that everything was approved and went through as well as it did is that we were going through with what was requested. We were building something that the city actually wanted to see. We have quotes from some city councilors saying, that there's towers all over White Rock, and half of them are empty, and they don't want to see any more of those. So what we did was we kept to the plan of the low rise, and actually built homes that people can actually live in.
Sorry, Adriana, I'd like to say what you just said. Did you actually have a quote stating that some of these high-rises
I do.
are so harmoniously connected with the sunrises of White Rock?
Yeah.
You do have a sunrise here, even in Royce. That the point is, but you have also a number of major high-rises.
And
22 stories.
It's true, and 13. I don't know the percentage of sold or not, but that's a quote I got from a city councillor. It was published in the Peace Arch News a few months ago, and I didn't get that too.
I think there's a big grain of truth in that, because I call them vertical barracks. That's my straight translation from Swedish. We call them barracks when they are that high, but it didn't on the short end, right? But so what I like to say is that we have a number of those. Avra, I think, is one. Avra is a number of them. There's 17 stories. I mean, we are really, that's a big deal. Salt Air. It's not really Salt Air.
I think Salt Air is just open. That's a low rise. I think it's
low rise. Yeah.
Well, and I'm not commenting on this. I'm just.
We don't want to badmouth. We don't want to have any views on anything else but Royce right now, because everything seems to be focused on people coming here. Adriana, you said you had 200 some people here in the show.
We've been busy as having 100 to 150 groups, not people, groups through on a daily basis. So lots of buzz going around, like I said, and just to elaborate on what Jamie was saying in regards to the developer, I think it was so important that the developer and the city worked hand in hand to bring something, and that's why this is such a great success. People are involved in it, brought something to give integrity to City of White Rock.
And also listening to your references being made in your brochure, in your sales promotional material, where we were talking about the various entities that are listed, and I mean there are many of them, but they are locals, and they are sort of according to your measurement and stick of quality and so on. That's what you picked up here, so-called best. It's the best list.
Yeah, we called it the locals' choice, and what we did there was, before we started selling and everything, is we went around to some people that lived and worked in White Rock, and we talked to many people, did some background research, and we're like, well, where's your favorite place to dine on the beach? What's your favorite uptown shop? If you had one thing someone could try, what's the must try in White Rock you'd recommend to them? And then through that work, we obtained a nice list, and we have a whole page in our brochure called Locals Choose the Best of White Rock. And that's based on real White Rock locals giving us their choices of places to visit.
Jamie, that's what you said on behalf of Fifth Avenue. Now, we're going to take a break here, the second and last break before we go on with the conclusion of this conversation, because this is a conversation, and I think it has been so far meaningful in the sense that we got an idea of, in this case, how many are you selling, what is the intense attention that you are getting from your work and so on. I hope you're okay with that. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
More from the White Rock Reporter coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
Introducing Royce, an exclusive collection of luxury residences serenely located in one of White Rock's most coveted locations. Royce is a place where you'll get to know your neighbors by name and enjoy breathtaking views of the ocean. Visit Royce online at royceliving.com or drop by the presentation gallery. Open noon to 5 daily except Fridays at 148 Thrift Avenue in White Rock.
Enjoy adventures where eagles soar, whales play, and around the next corner is a soft pebble beach. Discovery Sea Tours, specializing in private charters and group tours. Visit discoveryseatours.ca for details.
Time now to hear some more from the White Rock Reporter. Here's Johan Sandstrom.
Yes, conclusion. And I know Adriana, she's smiling, beautiful smile here, and same with Jamie, you seem to be happy that this ordeal is over. I don't think it's an ordeal, to be honest with you. It's a little strange because we are doing this in a different way. We are doing it as well as you are doing your project, your way of marketing. You see, my little definition of marketing is very simple. The Professor Kotler, I think, he says something like, hey, marketing is planting a seed in the ground, fertile ground, and sales is basically the harvesting. That's when sales comes into play. And you seem to have done everything right on in this case because it is going your way. Am I correct in that?
I wouldn't say it's going our way. I just think we're here for the community, and it's what is the demand for.
Thank you for being a little opinionated here. What I wanted to do, without putting any negligence into play here, but what I meant by that is simply that you have a plan. The plan is working, and the only reason the plan is working is that you're doing this, what I consider with my limited vision and horizon. Oh, I won't tell you the years though. I think that you got all your ducks in order. Isn't that a good explanation? You got your ducks in order and you are professionally implementing something that was from the beginning an idea and a piece of land. And it's nicely elevated, and there is a great view from here on almost any level. There is no level that is without a good view. That's what I heard.
Most of our homes will have a really good view.
There is nobody that needs to sit and look straight into the garage wall or something else. No, that's nothing. There's lots of, and it's a home, I can say homely, but I can say home atmosphere about this. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Now, please, why don't we start with Adriana, sales manager for Royce, on thrift. And then we take Jamie in charge of Fifth Avenue. And you come with your comments that you like to conclude. Because...
Okay.
Adriana, please. Yeah, I know, it's difficult. But, you know, you have said a few things here that are very important, and I think you should just basically emphasize what you already have said, and that is that this is for people in White Rock, by people in White Rock. I thought that was something that you endorsed here and spoken by Jamie, and you might find that something could be simply said in a conclusive manner. You have been very, very...
Well, I'll conclude just saying that we have 80 homes. They range from 1 bedroom and a den, and they go up to 3 bedrooms. There's a vast variety, 22 different floor plans, so something for everybody. And if you haven't seen us, come and see us. I mean, it's so hard to conclude because there's so much to talk about, Royce. We can spend all day talking the wonderful details of it, but... That's
so if anyone wants to see this on the real television, I almost said in this case internet, they go to royceliving.com.
.ca.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
yeah. Right.
It says Royce Living on the phone.
Royce Living. Double check. Oh, you can go either or. Yeah, Royce Living.
I know because both things are taken. royceliving.ca or royceliving.com. Whatever you do. And this is a problem. The developers are Forge Properties, and Fifth Avenue is obviously major here. Envision is another entity that deals with professional design and so on. So I think that this is not only for people that are downsizing. This is for young families as well, with children are allowed, of course.
Yeah. It's a variety, most definitely.
It's a mixed, wonderful population that can dwell in this. All the units, 82 units, I think it is.
80 homes. 80 homes altogether.
80 homes, yeah. So, thank you for that. And yes, Jamie Squires of Fifth Avenue.ca. Go for it. This is fun.
Okay, so I guess in conclusion, I'd just like to say that, you know, Royce is a property that began with a view to create an inspired vision. To see kind of what the building itself looks like. The architecture is quite unique, and you should go to royceliving.ca or .com, and so you can see how the exteriors are going to look. as well as the amazing interiors by award-winning clean design out of South Surrey, Sam Mueller. And all put together gracefully by Forge Properties, who we've worked with to help put this all together.
The developer, yeah.
Yeah, and we'd also like to say that, we are built by White Rock for White Rock, and in that sense, Forge and Royce want to give back to the community. So for Thanksgiving, this Saturday, October 12th, you can enjoy a complimentary coffee on behalf of Royce at Laura's Coffee Corner.
Laura's Coffee Corner at the Five Corners in White Rock.
That's right.
Adriana, do you live in White Rock?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. One day. That's my mission.
Yeah, that's good. And to both of you ladies, Adriana and Jamie, I really appreciate that you took the time here. I know that this will be interesting for many people to have listened to you. So thank you for taking your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to White Rock Reporter, brought to you by Oli's Restaurant, White Rock Wellness Center, and DiscoverySeaTours.ca. To learn more about the White Rock Reporter and to get access to more great episodes, visit whiterockreporter.com. That's www.whiterockreporter.com.